Let's talk about having an altar. For so many years, I was traveling, being nomadic from place to place, and somehow I always brought little things with me. And wherever I land, I'll always have a little corner with some items that hold meaning for myself and that bring me into deeper connection with myself when I look at them. So everywhere I went, it felt like home to me just by having this little space with certain meaning to connect with and with my own heart. So the altar is really this physical element that can really bring more intention, connectivity with our own divinity, with our own magic, with mainly with our own heart. There are many different ways to create altars. I feel the main component is the heart, and to put pieces and to create beauty and harmony and something that when you look at from your own unique perspective drops you in and connects you to your heart. What I would offer here as an extension of an altar for yourself is ways that I have connected, and also I know that they're way ancient. And since I'm from Bulgaria, that's where my roots are in the European tradition, and I really feel this deep element of mysticism and ritual and ceremony. So in many traditions, when we open a space, we call on the elements. And what are these elements? They're in direct connection with ourselves. All of these elements we carry within ourselves. So as inside, as outside, as outside, so is inside. So on my altar, I like to have all of the elements: the fire, the air, the earth, the water. Something that connects me to above, to angels, spirits, God, goddess, whatever you want to call it. Something that connects me to below, the ancestors, and within my heart. And this is usually the way sacred spaces are open in ceremony and ritual many times, is drumming and calling in those elements. And I like to bring those elements to my altar. So the fire piece could be, usually I like having a candle and a fire and a flame. And when I'm connecting with the altar in the morning or at night, I usually light up that fire, that flame, which also symbolizes my inner fire, my inner flame, this transformation alchemy that the fire carries. In the water element, I love to usually have either a vase with flowers that already the water is there, or if I don't have flowers, to at least bring a little vessel with some water. And this is something really powerful, and again brings that intention piece, that to keep checking, how is the water vessel on the altar? Is it getting murky throughout the days? Are my inner waters getting murky? This tending to the altar to clear the water, to bring fresh water, it helps to also reflect and tune in and connect with our own inner waters. The air element can be symbolized with feathers or incense burning. Again, this is something that for you, whatever feels good and inspiring, to bring those pieces together. And for the earth, I normally put different crystals, rocks, daughter of the earth. I like having different elements of the divine. Usually I have the goddesses, Isis, and I have Durga and Kali as statues, which represent to me the divine, which is within me, those goddesses being activated within myself. And then, yes, things that are just meaningful for myself and that bring those components of beauty. So the altar is this physical element, and because we are in this physical co-creation and we're constantly looking outside, this is a really beautiful component to bring more intentionality and presence into our lives and to connect us more in these ways of just for that short amount of time I can drop in front of the altar. I can connect, even if it's for 5-10 minutes, ideally much longer, to just be in the silence of my own being while also have this physical element to reflect back at me, maybe some inner qualities within myself of remembrance. So the elements being brought to the altar, I feel, carry really important component that connects us to our ancestors and the ways that many of the ancient traditions and ways which are definitely alive within us have been connecting throughout space and time. So it's an opportunity for us to activate this deeper remembrance again and again and again. And the more time we spend on tending to this altar, it just comes alive. It really brings things to life. And it's a co-creation, it's an alchemy that we get to tend to and we get to see reflected back to us. So I hope this is helpful information for those of you who don't have an altar, or even if you have an altar, maybe you'll be inspired to add those components and to keep connecting to the elements on the outside as the elements within, to remember to keep activating our inner fire, to keep purifying our inner waters, to keep airing and bringing breath and movement to ourselves, and to keep grounding and earthing to the mother. And of course, the most important component, to come back to our hearts, to our inner hearts, and connection with the divine as within, so without. The altar of beauty. May you cherish your own altar and watch it flourish and blossom as you flourish and blossom. Blessed be.